Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Dorr, intuitive consultant and psychic medium, and I've got Linda G in the house today.
Hi,
Yay.
everybody.
Her Highness. I love it.
Her Highness.
You all, I screwed up on my earlier video. I said I was going to be on Linda's channel, but I got it all bumfuzzled.
And I'm like waiting for his link. I'm like, excuse me, isn't it your turn? And he's like, what? No. Hold on, I'll check.
Yeah, I sent her a text. Why didn't you send me a link? That's
So he's going to donate all the proceeds for this to.
I'm donating all the proceeds from the video I did this morning and from this video to Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. That's Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. Or you can donate for the people in Illinois that were in the Amazon warehouse at edwardsvillecommunityfoundation.org. But I'm donating this money to Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. It goes right through the state and governor's office. So I know where the money will go.
Well, be sure to go to them because you know Red Cross likes to take a big dip out of everything.
I won't donate to the Red Cross for that reason.
Yeah.
I think this.
I have nearly $1,000, 900 something from people gifting me. You know how they do.
Yes.
And I'll give to Kentucky.
I'll put the link up at the very end. So.
Okay.
All right. Our first one is from Marta, I think Hewling. She says, I don't have a question, but let's say a prayer for all the victims of the tornado and for peace. You know, I cry because I have relatives in Kentucky. It's where I was born and raised. And I just, those poor people that lost everything. It was just.
Did any of your relatives?
My relatives are all safe, thank God. But you know, when it hit Bowling Green, my alma mater, it was like, and I have some relatives near Central City, and there was one that touched down over there, but it didn't really do a lot of damage. But
Right.
Those poor people in Mayfield, on my video, I screwed up. It's actually Western Kentucky, not Eastern Kentucky. That town was decimated. In Dawson Springs, that town's just decimated. Bowling Green, major damage. So anyway, she says, let's pray. Martha says, let's pray for the victims of the tornado and for peace. So maybe we can just take one quick second and send peace to those people.
Sure.
Amen. Thanks, Linda.
They're all desperately, they've got to get a place to live too. So because some freeze factors coming into Kentucky where it gets really cold.
It's funny, I talked to my cousin Becky in Louisville or outside of Louisville, and she said that, you know, the weather down there had been in the 60s, which is unheard of for that time of year. It was really warm here too. And then I guess a cold front came through. Well, anytime, you know, then thus set the stage for tornadoes. But I had never heard of tornadoes in Kentucky in December, not to mention one that tracked for almost 200 miles. So it's craziness.
They said it's one of the worst ones. What was it, EF3?
EF3 hit Bowling Green, but they don't know the EF scale for the one that hit Mayfield or Dawson Springs. That looked more like an EF4 or 5. I mean, it just, man. So it was bad.
Right.
You know, people say, well, why didn't they sound the sirens sooner and all that? I think they did, but you know, if it's at night, you can't see it coming. They don't know where it's going to touch down until it hits the ground.
Right.
And so people just didn't have time to take cover. It's ashamed. Okay, and a lot of times people need to be in a basement, but a lot of people don't have basements or storm shelters. So they have to hunt down the best they can.
Right, exactly.
So anyway. Thank you, Marcia. That was very nice. Okay, Sunflower says, now that Devin Nunes is resigning, yay, will a Democrat replace him in the special election? I love both you and Linda.
Wait, doesn't Gavin Newsom replace him? Then they have an election?
I don't know.
I thought Gavin Newsom, I thought that the governor replaces them.
Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have to replace them with the same party, or can they put a different party in?
They can, hold on. Well, Gavin Newsom replace Devin Nunes. Okay, let's go.
I don't know how that works.
A topic covered in the House Intelligence during their first, okay. Okay. Shortly after stunning announcement that he quit, time has come to reopen the internet. I can't tell.
You know, sunflowers, I'll have to look at it
They're
later.
talking about everything, but I thought that like he replaced Kamala Harris with another person.
But I don't know if they have to replace them with the same political party. That part I don't know.
I don't know either.
But anyway, I'm glad he's gone. You and I both predicted we saw him out of that.
Well, he's walking in from the fire into the frying pan,
Well, that's a prediction we can look at
or
because,
the frying pan into the fire.
yeah, right, into the blast furnace. Because, you know, my guide showed me when I thought about it, you know, Devin Nunes is still not out of the woods with congressional hearings and stuff, because when he was on the Intelligence Committee, I'm sure he took everything right over to Trump.
He ran there.
Exactly.
He ran over there like a little girl. I got information. And then everybody was standing in front of the White House waiting for him to come out. What did you just do?
Exactly. And he said he just
lied about something that, oh, I just wanted to tell him that we're having cheese sandwiches on Sunday.
I just went there to relax or something, whatever.
Yeah. No, he ran there to let them know.
Of course. But I think he's still got intelligence information. And I think that Trump is making Nunes, I think his CEO of his new media group, because, you know, Trump is using Nunes. He's using him as a patsy. And my guide showed me that that's going to last about as long as the snowball in Hades. You know,
something's going to happen with that group. I think they're under investigation right now.
They are already for securities exchange. And so I always said Nunes getting locked up and under indictment and convicted. So it could be part of this, or it could be if they investigate that he was leaking sensitive information when he was on the Intelligence Committee. So
yeah,
a lot of bad stuff coming for him.
Yep.
Anyway, I think Trump thinks he's going to control the media with his new media company, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Lindy, my question is, will Build Back Better happen since Manchin cut out more of it last week? I still see the Build Back Better bill going.
I do too, and Biden is talking to talked to Munchkin today. I'm almost feeling Munchkin is going to be kind of a has-been, because I do see Republicans stepping over the line. I see a couple of Republicans take the place of Munchkin.
So do I. It was about maybe 3 or 4, maybe more, that will.
Well, did you hear what Miss Lindsey Graham had to say?
No.
When people were going for the budget, you know how they had to break that ceiling so we didn't have to go in another shutdown.
Right.
Lindsey Graham told them, if you vote for this budget, you'll have hell to pay for with Donald Trump.
Wow.
He threatened them with Donald Trump.
So that means Lindsey Graham's been talking to Donald.
He's still talking to Donald. But people did it anyway. People are getting tired of being blackmailed by Trump.
You know, my guides just showed me something. Lindsey Graham putting his finger in hot water and goes, ouch, it burned. Well, hello, Lindsey, don't go near the hot water. And then they show me he's ready to jump off the diving board into the entire tank.
Well, you know, he's got a lot of trouble coming up.
He does.
He's going to be in trouble for interfering with Georgia.
And he's not going to be in a drop of hot water. He's going to be in a whole swimming pool full of hot water.
But he's hoping Trump will win so he doesn't get in trouble, but he won't win. Trump is.
Oh, yeah. He's really banking it on that Trump will, or there'll be some Republican who loves Trump that gets in office that would pardon all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, he's talking to Donald.
Lindsey Graham has been talking to Donald.
He's still talking to Donald. But he's going to be in trouble for interfering with Georgia.
He's Trump thinks he's still controlling this country, but he's not.
Well, and he's a bully. He just is just rude and mean, and these guys would like to do their job without having to listen to him.
She also asked Lindy, do we have to wait until after midterms and we win more seats in the Senate to be able to start ignoring Manchin? Well, I think we can kind of ignore him now. We don't have to wait for the midterms for that.
Yeah.
But I understand the question. Can they get stuff passed through? You know,
Yeah, because I see a couple of Republicans stepping over the line.
so do I. They're not afraid.
No.
And I think after this election, you know, especially after the election of 2024, maybe a lot more of them will speak up because, you know, Trump's base is Trump's base. My guide showed me that. But other people who might be questioning, you know what, they're going to drop they're going to drop the Trump stuff like a hot potato.
Yeah. Well, also a lot of stuff's coming up.
Oh yeah.
A lot of that financial stuff and what's her face is on him. You know, I got upset with her for a minute. What's her name? Letitia James.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she needs to get this job done because she promised the American people she would.
And she will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about when Trump admitted to firing Comey to keep himself in power because he knew that Comey had stuff in Russia?
On live TV.
That's incriminating. He keeps incriminating himself and telling on himself.
He always does. And not, but there's been no repercussions.
Nothing.
No, but there will be something coming up.
Huge repercussions. Huge.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the Mel question. What about this thing with Mark Meadows? He said he was going to cooperate, then he says he wasn't. Now
he's already in so much trouble. He's going to be, what is it that they're going to do to him? They're going to charge him with something.
Contempt of Congress.
He's going to be charged with that. But they got what they need.
Oh, yeah.
They got everything they need about him with his book.
Plus in his book, I was just going to say, that was stupid. And, you know.
And he's suing them. He's doing the Donald Trump sue everybody that's suing you.
Oh, yeah. He's suing all members of the committee.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm sure Trump is behind that. You just sue them all, delay it, run out the clock. But you know what? Those suits are not going to go anywhere.
They're gonna be tossed out as fast as they came in.
They'll be dropped in a Chicago minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't say New York minute. I said Chicago minute.
Chicago minute. Yeah.
But did you hear the one I just heard too? That let me look here about treason. That he met with a former military officer named Phil Waldron, and this 8 to 10 times. And this Phil Waldron had a PowerPoint presentation titled "Election Fraud," and different ways to turn over the election. And
was it him? I thought Flynn was the one that presented it to everybody. No.
I don't know. I thought it was Phil Waldron that came up with it, but he and Mark Meadows met numerous times about how to overturn the election.
I like it, he said, or that's great or something.
Well, you know, he clearly colluded, and I see, you know, he's going to be under indictment above and beyond contempt of Congress.
Did you hear about that young lady that asked her mom to help because they were so overwhelmed with COVID and they needed to get the voting thing done in Georgia? She asked her mom to come help. And there's videos while they're doing the work, and somebody put the videos on, and because it was 2 Black women, they claimed they were bringing in suitcases and doing illegal votes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It went everywhere. And then some group said their names. They were threatened. Trump showed it on the Teletron in one of his rallies. Watch this. Watch how they cheated. They did not cheat. And then a woman came, and this woman, the woman that they were chasing after, she said, I'm not going to meet you at my house. I'll meet you at the police station. She sat there and acted like she was coming in to protect her. We're going to protect you because in 48 hours, something bad is really going to happen. So you need to come with us. We'll make sure you're safe, but your freedom will be gone for a while. But you be sure to come with us. Yeah, it was on. It's been, I think, Maddow had it on too.
Wow.
And then she said something, and then the woman stood and said, Satan lies, and walked out. Wow. And so the FBI advised this woman and her daughter not to be in their homes. So they had to leave their homes for 2 months. And that January 6th, people were in front of her house with the things and all that, but she wasn't there. but January 6th was the day of the insurrection.
Right.
But guess who this woman worked for? Who's that rapper that wanted to run for president just to help out Trump?
Oh, I can't
Jade, no,
can't think of his name.
he was married to a Kardashian.
Right. I can't think of his name though.
Him.
Wow.
He worked for, and so she came under, now they're trying to reach her to ask her for comment. But she came up with this whole fake thing. And, she wanted her to admit that they did this, that they cheated. And she wasn't going to admit that because it didn't happen.
Well, then she's obviously going to be under investigation and probably indictment for trying to influence a federal election and convicted.
I think his name starts with a K.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
That just hit me. Well, Kanye West went to the White House to meet with Trump, and
I know. Well, he was running for president to help take the black votes away, so Trump would have more of a chance to win.
Kanye West has a few screws loose anyway.
Yeah, Trump took advantage of him.
Oh, of course.
Because, by the way, Kanye West wasn't running this. Trump was running his going for president.
That's right. Trump just used him like he used everybody else. He used them as a patsy. He does that with everybody. That's what he's doing to Nunes. Nunes is just too stupid to see it. Trump will turn on him. I'm telling you like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, those people, I saw that video. They were pushing those carts and were ballots, but what they were doing, I don't know if those were counted or uncounted, but they would fill those carts and they would push them and store them somewhere. That was all that was going on. They weren't cheating.
No, they put them in the machine so they could be counted.
Oh, I see.
They get those carts from other people.
Right.
They weren't suitcases.
No, they weren't suitcases.
They didn't even know what was in them. They just put them in the machine so it could read it.
Exactly. So
that was cheating.
No, they just used that, but nothing. I mean,
you see, but the thing is, these other poor people, they believe it.
But the thing is, all these fraudits that they had with that stupid ninja organization, they came out even in Arizona and said, wait a minute, Biden got more votes than you even thought.
Well, they even added more votes to Biden.
Exactly.
I thought for sure they would out and out lie, but something happened where they couldn't out and out lie. So they had to tell the truth.
And did you notice that when that thing in Arizona came out, Trump, oh no, but then did you see how quickly the Republicans dropped all of those vote fraud or fraud audits in other states?
Oh, they did drop them. I didn't know that.
Well, maybe they didn't drop them, but it didn't get a lot of publicity after that, did it?
No.
Because they knew.
Right.
Their narrative is not working. Okay. Christina. Hi, Mel and Linda. Thank you for taking questions. Do you see more monster storms and destructive tornadoes like the ones in Kentucky last week? Years ago, I saw Earth Changes map that showed the U.S. sliced down the middle by the Mississippi River. Will that come to pass in our lifetimes? I don't see that coming to pass in our lifetimes, but both you and I have predicted more violent storms coming, a lot more tornadoes.
There's more coming. There's more coming. It did, like you said, it was sort of warm and then the cool air came in and it caused, there's more coming.
Or if it's cold, you get a warm front coming through, but it's unheard of in December.
There's more stuff coming and I'm feeling earthquakes in California, Central California.
I heard on the news today that California is worried about mudslides somewhere because of
from all the fires, yeah.
And all the rain you're getting because there's nothing to hold the soil back.
But there's definitely more even freezing weather coming up. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for a lot of people.
Yep. I asked my guides about it and they show me a balance scale and the scale hasn't tipped too far to where we can't do anything about the damages done. Done. But what we can do, my guides are saying, is stop it from progressing so that the scale doesn't tip too far. Somebody's
just now telling me Colorado's in for some trouble. Are they kind of dry right now or something?
Very dry out there.
Because I'm hearing fires with Colorado.
They're not getting any snow.
Okay.
But my guides are telling me that we won't tip to the point to where it becomes, what's the word I'm looking for? So irreparable that you know, that the people starve and all that stuff.
Right, exactly.
I don't think we can stop the damage that's already done to the climate, but I think it'll slowly repair itself, but we have to take action now. And I think that's what all the, you know, our guides and spirit is showing us, that all of these storms and all of these ferocious storms and everything that's happening is a warning that we'd better do something.
Yeah. It's, you know, we've gone through climate changes before, but this is happening a little too fast.
But not like this, because not due to the carbon emissions that we put,
Right.
that we put in the atmosphere.
Right.
I heard Mitch McConnell probably showed up somewhere in Kentucky or something, and I'm thinking to myself, he should have stayed home, because he's the one that didn't want to spend any money to help with climate
Where
change.
did he show up at?
I don't know. I heard he's somewhere. I thought.
Well, you heard about Rand Paul, right?
No, I didn't.
Telling President Biden, you better start sending some money over to those poor people. He's the one that didn't want any money sent to anyone else. He votes no on any package to help during a disaster. He votes no, but he told Biden he better help those people.
Well, Rand Paul lives in Bowling Green. He got in a fight with his neighbor because Rand Paul doesn't follow the subdivision rules, and him and his neighbor got in a fist fight, and the neighbor beat the crap out of him. And then he sued the neighbor. I wish the neighbor would have taken another shot for me. But you know what? I have, you know, Joe Biden was probably, you know what? He'd have Rand Paul for breakfast. But Biden did jump in immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
And it wasn't like when Trump was in, well, they didn't vote for me, so.
No, it wasn't about politics.
Yeah.
You know, the governor of Kentucky, Governor Beshear, Andy Beshear, is a Democrat.
Who's Andy Beshear?
The governor of Kentucky. He's a Democrat.
Oh, he's lovely.
Yeah.
He even got choked up when he was talking about it.
His dad was a former governor.
But how come he won and McConnell still wins? And it's night and day.
Right.
Somebody was talking on Nicole Wallace's show. You know how they're doing dirty with that abortion thing?
Oh, yeah.
Vigilante. So now our governor here in California says, well, we're going to do that with guns.
Oh, good.
$10,000 you get if you find out somebody bought an AK, whatever, without something. And somebody says, so if that goes to the Supreme Court, what happens? She said they have no problem being two-faced, just like Mitch McConnell.
It will be overturned.
No, you can't do that. You can't vote for someone when it's so close to the election. Then Ruth Ginsburg dies. No, we can push it through. He's still president.
Because we got at least two parts of the government. We got the presidency and we've got the Senate. And so because it's an election year, we could do that. Oh, hello, Mitch. How about changing horses in the middle of the stream? Duh.
He just made up his own homemade rules.
Good. Okay. So, so yes, we do see more storms like that. Okay.
Yes. More storms are coming.
Karen Martinat, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I would like you to read on if the dark money controlling the Supreme Court, or at least some members of the Supreme Court, will be uncovered. I respect all that Senator Whitehouse has been doing to expose this. I love watching the two of you. Well, we love you too, Karen.
We sure do, Karen. What's your question again?
Her question was, she wants us to read on if the dark money controlling the Supreme Court will be uncovered.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I've already said that.
There's a lot more coming out on that.
There's the Federalist Society is running the Supreme Court.
Oh, yeah. But they're going to find out that dark money funded Kavanaugh, and I think Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
Well, can I tell you something though? When all that trouble came up with Kavanaugh, by the way, they didn't do any background checks on him.
Mm-mm.
When all that trouble came up, Trump, this is in one of the books that Bob Woodward did. Trump wasn't even, he was like, should I pick somebody else? He was just like going with the flow. Like, he sounds like he's got too much on him. Let's get somebody else. And they wouldn't let him. They said, no, we'll just go with Kavanaugh.
Right.
So,
It's all gonna come out.
yeah, but everything's gonna take a while, except Trump's demise is coming pretty, not, I'm not gonna tell you literally, but maybe. But I just see so many things going on. I know he's not happy now because he's scared and he's not gonna be able to get in office.
He is buying stock in toilet paper because he's
What?
doing his pants so much about what they're about to uncover. I mean,
He knows what they're gonna uncover.
oh, I'm sure he's talking to people like Nunes, Meadows, this, that. He's instructing them on what to do.
But
And,
somebody said on some show that most of the Republicans in office right now were a part of this insurrection.
I think many of them were, absolutely.
All of them, all of them that said, we need to do this and that because it was cheating. That's an insurrection. They're
Right,
saying false news.
right. So,
And then some guy said, I was asking him, okay, because they were telling him you need to vote for this and that. He said, okay, give me 10 examples of thievery or fake votes. Just give me 10. And they couldn't come up with
couldn't
one.
do it. Well, they just kind of signed their own death warrant as far as I'm concerned.
And they're going before judges and judges are throwing them out.
Right,
Where is the proof?
right. There was none.
Where's the beef? Nada.
A lot of lawyers are going to lose their legal license and be sanctioned because they represented that stuff based on false facts.
Well, they just made the Kraken and Giuliani pay $280,000 in legal fees for putting up a fake, this was they talk in circles,
Right.
but they got no proof.
I think it should have been a lot more they had to pay. But I see, when you mentioned that, my guide showed me the word more fines, more fines. So in other words, those two are going to have to pay more fines for some of the stuff they pulled as well.
Right. And that Alex Jones, he even got hit hard for lying about those babies not.
Oh, yeah.
And he's still blabbering with his mouth.
Well, let them blabber behind bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt Gaetz is another one coming down. I saw him with Bannon. I'm like, he just thinks that they both think they're above the law, but.
Oh, he's telling everybody we're going to have Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're going to have Jim Jordan running things. We're going to have Gosar, whose own family, 5 kids, can't stand him.
Who's that senator in Wisconsin that says mouthwash? He just came out with this mouthwash as a treatment or a cure for COVID.
It's not Ron Johnson, is it?
I can't remember, but I just heard about it. I'm like, what? I mean,
well, Lysol had to actually put out a public statement. No, Lysol does not get rid of COVID.
Specifically not mouthwash either.
No.
Anyway, okay. Manj V. Aloha, Mel and Linda. Nice to see the both of you, and thank you for sharing your gifts with us. When will Canada's economy get better, especially the jobs? Will Justin Trudeau do anything about it? Thanks. Manj must be a Canadian. Hi, Canada.
Yeah.
I see their economy getting better, and I see, I don't know if she's asking if there's a labor shortage or if there's unemployment. I don't know her question. But I do see a lot more people there working. And my feeling is Justin Trudeau is going to do a lot about it.
I do too. I like Justin.
Mm-hmm. You like him because he's cute.
He's easy on the eyes.
I see.
But Canada's been going through some tough stuff ecologically.
Right. Well, it's affecting us all, but I do see Canada. For a while, that Canada's economy is going to be a little off. But
that's what everybody's struggling. Everybody's like, oh, by the way, the cost of living, what is it? What are they calling it?
Inflation.
Inflation. It'll be dropped to about 4% by the summer.
My God, I went to the grocery store today and I spent $300. I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Stuff is crazy expensive.
It's crazy, but it's going to go down. The problem is there's a lot of people, once they raise their prices, don't want to bring it down.
Exactly.
You ever notice that?
And they're using supply chain shortage, but that's going to soon be taken care of.
Yeah,
I'm thinking legislation will happen here and in Canada to say these grocery companies and stuff like that cannot price gouge.
yeah.
So, because usually once they go up, they don't come
They
down.
never want to bring it down. I remember the days when they voted for the Golden Gate Bridge up to 25 cents, and this will be the last time.
Yeah,
But we only need it because we're going to fix this and that. It's up to $7.
right. Okay, you're right.
So I used to go on that bridge when it was 25 cents. Then it went to 35. Then it went to 50 cents. Now it's $7.
Like the tolls here in Illinois, they keep going up.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right. So yes, Trudeau will do something about it. Much. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. This is from Delphi Love. My question to you is, she says, hi, Mel and Linda, do you still see another stimulus check coming? And if so, how long do you think it will be? Many of us could use the help.
No, people ask me about that all the time. Maybe if something happens, it'll be next year.
I see another check coming, but I think you're right. It's next year. I don't know if they'll call it stimulus or what they'll call it, but
I got something from the state of California,
okay.
but
I think the federal government will do it, but it's going to be a while yet.
yeah, yeah.
You know, but there's a bill came out of the House.
Because Manchin won't let it happen.
Well, right. But I think that at some point they could get, like you said, more Republicans over on their side to push it through. Because
Yeah.
a lot of those Republicans aren't going to want to get voted out of office. And if, you know, they're not doing anything for their constituents, it's like arrivederci.
Right. Well, that's why Biden won. He said, we're going to give you a fat check and we're going to start injections. And they said, okay.
Right. I just laugh about Rand Paul. You better do something now. Well, you know what, Rand? Just change states and go somewhere else.
Yeah. You know, I was in Las Vegas this past weekend with my daughter.
I heard. Did you win?
And, well, I didn't lose.
Oh, good. Well, that's
I
good.
broke even, but my daughter won.
Yay.
I don't play much because I don't like losing money, but my daughter, she just had the lucky streak this past weekend. But we were getting in an elevator and we had our masks on, and this couple gets in non-mask. And my daughter says, it's hard to breathe with these things on. She made some sort of comment, and they said, we're from Texas. We don't wear masks.
I would have said that's obvious.
And I said, no, I said, oh yeah, my cousin's from Texas. But he's dead now from COVID.
I'm sorry. What did they say?
They didn't.
Wow. That was heavy.
But let me tell you, we wore our mask because this new baby, even though it's milder, it goes around.
Right. Anyway, I see more money coming. I just heard that a bill came out of the House that was to help families who lost a loved one due to homicide.
Due to what?
Due to homicide.
Okay.
Like if they've had a loved one that was murdered, it's supposed to be a bill coming out to help those family members.
Well, victims of violence or something, because we have that out here in California.
Family members who have lost a loved one due to murder, due to homicide.
Oh, no, what we have here is if you are a victim of violence, they help you.
Well, this will be, yeah, I mean, if the family members left behind, but I think it'll be federal. It passed through the House. I don't.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But you know, and the other thing is, they're going to have to come up for those. The Kentucky is one of the poorest states ever. And so these people are going to need help with burials and all kinds of stuff.
Well, they're going to, you know, it's a federal disaster area, so they'll get low interest loans to build back stuff. And I'm sure that they'll get some kind of stimulus package from the federal government and the state too.
But there's a Democratic governor in Kentucky.
Yes, Andy Beshear.
And how does this lowlife McConnell and that other guy keep winning?
I don't know.
Rand Paul, that's just amazing.
But I see McConnell.
And he's a nice guy. He got teary-eyed talking about people losing their lives.
Exactly.
He's a human being.
He's a very nice guy. You know, isn't it amazing? You had said something, and I want to call attention to that. I said it on my video earlier that you had said that there would be more natural disasters, but things that pull people together.
Yes.
And, you know, if there's any silver lining behind this tornadic activity that we've just had, especially in Kentucky and Southern Illinois, is that regardless of politics, sexual orientation, gender, religion, all of those folks pulled together, and there's people all over the country pulling together to help those folks that
Right.
lost their properties and loved ones. So it's sad that it takes something this tragic to pull us together, but it has in a way pulled us together.
Right. That governor was talking about brother helping brother. They're coming out there, even if they don't know them, they give them a roof over their head.
One lady drove for 6 hours just to take a $600 check down to Bowling Green and hand it to the mayor.
That's so wonderful.
Isn't it?
That is so
Yeah.
sweet.
I just want to put a bunch of blankets in the car and go down there.
Yeah,
I clearly know my way around Bowling Green. I lived there.
I'll bet you do. Yeah, yeah. They
Anyway,
did ask if they're medical personnel, if they were going to be okay. Apparently there are, because there's some good sized hospitals around it.
there are Bowling Green Warren
Oh.
County Hospitals down there, and I think they have Greenview or something that's down there. You know, Bowling Green used to be a small town, and now it's like third or fourth largest city in Louisville because the the Corvette plant is there, and that's put a lot of people to work.
Oh, okay.
But that was heavily damaged too.
Oh,
So,
the Corvette plant was heavily damaged. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, my first husband loved Corvettes. I used to have to drive a Corvette to drive around. I drove a 67. It was red with the black. It was a convertible.
you know what that'd be worth today?
I hate convertibles.
No, but that Corvette would be worth
I
it.
know, he sold it to his sister and it got trashed out. She worked in a factory and someone hit it. And they were made of, I don't know if they still are made of fiberglass or whatever. Those babies would catch on fire big time
No.
because they were made of fiberglass or something. It was a weird thing they were made of.
If you would have hung on to it though, you would have had a fortune.
Well, he has about 10.
Oh, geez.
The second one he bought from a guy in the Navy, a T-bird, the yellow color.
Oh, the T-birds, yeah.
Yeah, the guy thought it wasn't working and Charlie fixed it inside out. He made that baby run pristine. So he loves Corvettes, but I never liked him. I didn't like the way the front end was. And when I used to drive his car, of course, back in them days, va-va-voom.
It's like, I'm in a Corvette.
I used to have Pirate Patrol pull me over all the time, and they were desperate to find something. And I wore contact lenses, but my driver's license said I wore glasses. So I'd have to do this and pull down the lens so they could see it. They didn't have nothing. They just wanted to check out the babe in the car.
I would have said, well, you could ask me for a date. There's one problem. I don't date police officers that pull me over.
No, I bitched and complained it was my husband's car.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, yeah, Rand Paul's from Kentucky. He looks like he's got a Brillo pad on his head, that curly hair. I call him Brillo.
It's just amazing how ugly people are being. People are being so ugly.
I know.
Those poor two women working in Georgia, and they have put them through hell, lying to them, trying to force them to admit that they have, snuck around and did something illegal.
But
No, they did not.
inadvertently, they have made them martyrs. That's what they don't understand.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like Rosa Parks, the lady that was arrested for not going to the back of the bus. And they thought that would stop, the whole civil rights thing from moving forward. Well, it just put fuel on the fire for the civil rights movement. So, what they did with those poor women in Georgia, they just put fuel on the fire to get voting rights bills passed through and to form a whole grassroots movement that's going to stand up and say, you cannot take away our voting rights.
No. Well, listen, we passed the filibuster
That's right.
to do not voting rights. What did we just do? Oh, to get the thing so we don't stop the government.
Right.
They did it. They did it. And everybody's wondering, okay, now do it for voting rights.
That's right. To raise the debt ceiling. I think they'll get a few Republicans on their side on that voting right.
McConnell does it all the time. When it's good for him, he'll make it. Yeah, we'll just put it
Of
through with
course.
a small majority. Yeah.
Of course. All right. Adrienne, we might have answered this one. Could we possibly get a vote or two from a Republican senator for the voting rights bill? Or a bill that codifies Roe v. Wade, or maybe even a vote bill to change the filibuster?
I do think, but I think you're going to see, well, first of all, they think they're going to take over in 2022. And when that doesn't happen, because Trump is going down, that's when you'll see him start jumping ship.
Right. I think we'll get some Republicans coming over, though, to pass voting rights. And you might be right. It might be after 2022. Could be before, because I think
it's before the midterms. Yeah.
I think underneath it all, there are a few decent Republicans. I said a few, not all. Trumplicans in that category that are really fearful of what would happen if Trump or his cronies got in again, and they know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Rebecca Reed, will humans learn to minimize overpopulation, or will Mother Nature have to do all the work? Well,
wait, what was the question?
This is a really good question. Rebecca Reed, will humans learn to minimize overpopulation, or will Mother Nature have to do all the work?
I think humans are going to do it.
See, the very few times that you and I differ, and this is one of them.
What?
I think, well, let me rephrase. Humans will do some of the work, yes. But what they don't do, Mother Nature will do the rest. That's what I think. So yeah. I agree with you, but I still think, what is this? What did this COVID show us? That regardless of where it came from, we better watch our rainforest, and we better, stop stripping away, our rainforest, because there are viruses there that have been out there for thousands and thousands of years, and they can make this look like a gentle breeze.
That's true.
Mother Nature keeps reminding us, and we just have to listen. So I think she'll help out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess we do agree, then I take it back. Okay. Okay. Mary Sullivan, well, we've already answered that. What do you see for Mark Meadows? He's been acting weird. Yeah, because if he knows and starts pleading the fifth, you can't incriminate yourself if you plead the fifth, but that shows he's guilty.
Right, exactly.
He's already incriminated himself. Okay. All right, let me take a look. All right. Okay. This is Lisa H. Okay. Already the conspiracy theories are hitting about the tornado.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No, grab this one. Dear Mel and Linda, after the tornadoes hit multiple places on Friday, including an Amazon warehouse, a story has come out that Amazon employees were not allowed to seek shelter when the first tornado warning was issued. In light of this, I was wondering if you could tell us what the future holds for Amazon and Jeff Bezos.
You think that's fake news? Because it's all over Twitter. Employees from Collapse, Kentucky. Oh, no, that's not Amazon. This is Candle Factory. We're told that if they didn't keep working that night of the tornadoes, they might lose their jobs.
I haven't heard that, so I can't comment on it, but I did see the president or the CEO of that company come out and say that, when a tornado like that hits, where do you take shelter? I mean, you're not going to go outside. The best place to thing is try to hunker down in the middle of the building.
Exactly.
And he also
was Amazon beat up very much?
Amazon, the whole corner of the building was lost.
Wow.
And I think four or six people died. That was in Kentucky. And OSHA's investigating why that building collapsed. They are investigating that.
Okay.
But, you take an EF3 tornado. I mean, you're talking about a force that can put a straw through a telephone pole. I mean, it's just, after the Louisville tornado in 1974, I saw girders twisted like this, just like a paper clip.
Oh yeah, it's amazing what happens.
Yeah, you can't even fathom.
Yeah, that's what kills people is things that that's why you don't want to be outside. Hey, I got some good news for you.
Yes, go ahead.
John Cooper on Twitter just announced President Biden's job approval has soared back up to 48%.
Yay.
For Reuters.
See, you and I have both predicted his job
Yeah,
approval.
I said, don't even worry about it. He's gonna start, and he'll get even higher sooner.
That's great news. Okay, Michelle Shelton, when I close my eyes and ask Spirit to show me the next weather-related catastrophe, I see a seaside cliff and buildings fall into the sea. Have either of you had this vision lately?
Wait, what is it again?
Michelle Shelton, when I close my eyes and ask my spirit guides to show me the next weather-related catastrophe, I see a seaside cliff and buildings fall into the sea. Have either
That could
of
be
you?
California.
Yes.
That could be California from all the rain, because we get those things in Pacifica and all that. Even in San Francisco, those big, huge homes, they just fell.
Well,
Fortunately, they got out in time.
my guides are showing me a lot of landslides in Northern California. Absolutely.
Okay.
Um,
And by the way, real quick, New York Supreme Court declines to block vaccines for vaccine mandate for healthcare workers in New York.
I'm sorry, they did what?
The Supreme Court would not block vaccine mandates for New York.
So that means that the mandates hold up?
The mandates hold up.
Yay. Well, at least the Supreme Court has a little common sense, right?
That's the one thing they've been very repetitious on. They won't even listen to it sometimes. All those nurses in Maine were suing. No, get the vaccine or you can quit.
Well, that's what happened with some of the airlines. It's like, get the vaccine or else. All right. Okay. Michelle wants to know, when do you see our nation start to come back together? Well, I saw a glimmer of hope in Kentucky and Southern Illinois when people band together after this tragedy. It's unfortunate that it took a tragedy to band people together.
That's how God works.
Exactly.
Don't get too complacent, because guess what? We're going to take the rug right out from underneath you. Years ago, when I was talking to my peoples, I saw Saint Michael walking with a sword that was sparking. And I remember when he was saying, just wait for it, that it was going to be not only political, but economical and ecologically huge. Like we're getting ready to transition, you know? And look at me, since I bought this house and moved in, I've been evacuated every year due to the Armageddon fires. Absolutely devastating. But by the grace of God, I didn't lose anything, but we got power outages all the time. It's crazy.
I know, that was right in your backyard.
Yep.
I've never prayed so hard in my life that those fires would jump around your house or not hit your property.
Right. And then there was the House of Pancakes. My kids used to call it House of Mama, can we go to the House of Pancakes?
Oh,
IHOP, you guys.
I love
The
IHOP.
one place that was open, and the fire department used to show up down there and all the menses, so I made sure that everybody got their pancakes. But anyway, so I was down there sitting, waiting to be seated with my boys to have something to eat. And there was several couples there, older, elderly, who lost everything. They barely got out of the place. Okay, I told you my doctor said he didn't even have time to turn around and grab his wallet because it was in the middle of the night and all of a sudden it was disaster. There's a guy that was in do you remember that huge fire that happened? Was it Burlingame or?
Yes. I forget, but it was
they actually thought a plane crashed, but it was a gas thing. PG&E had to pay a bunch of money on that.
Yeah, I remember that. That's right.
And
yep.
The thing that broke my heart is his little doggy got scared and went under the bed. And he couldn't grab. I would have thrown that bed and got that dog.
Oh yeah.
He didn't even have time. He could feel the heat coming through the walls. He didn't have time to grab his doggy. He had to run out and the house went up like that.
You know, that's kind of the thing with the tornado. People say, well, somebody asked earlier, well, the sirens were going off. Why didn't the people take shelter? You know, when those sirens go off and it's at night, you don't know where it's coming from.
Exactly.
And, you know, it could be like right next door. It could be 5 miles away. You know, it just like you're talking about with this fire thing, it happens so quick.
Yeah.
What are people saying the sirens go off? They're just down in the basement or getting down there, and when it hits, I mean, so
So did a lot of animals died, or do you know?
I don't know. I do not know.
I always worry about the animals.
Well,
I know if the animals are free, like horses and stuff, they'll take off and go in a different direction. But I did one time, they were showing about the fire up at Paradise. And it was a barn and they were locked in and all the horses were burnt.
that's horrible. I did see dogs. There was one story where a dog, they found the dog, and I saw some dogs roaming around in the video footage that I saw. But I'll find out where you can donate money to for the animals.
Yes, I love me some animals because Lulu and Jack couldn't hardly sleep last night. They were so worried about the animals.
I think I'll talk to my husband and see if maybe we can open our house to some of those, maybe a family or something, or somebody older who lost their home. They can stay with us. I mean, we're pretty far away, but they can stay with us maybe for, I don't know, however long it takes.
Right.
I would do that. I would want somebody to do it for us.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Yeah.
Happy holidays, Mel and Linda. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Are you done with your shopping?
Well, we sent, you know what we do? Gary goes and orders it. We say, here's where we're going to send, and then we send it. You got yours, I take it, right?
Yes, but did you get yours?
No, not yet.
I think I put mine in for the middle of this month.
Okay.
It's coming from New York and it's got to be fresh.
Oh, good. Yay. Did you try this? You got what, steaks and crab cakes, or what do we?
Yeah, you gave us steak. We tried the steak. It was delish. Not the crab cakes yet.
I don't know if you like seafood, but most people do. I said steak and crab cakes. Why don't you send her steak and lobster?
Oh, steak and lobster. No, crab cakes is good. I don't usually order crab cakes when I go out, but I imagine those are going to be good because the steak was great.
Good. Okay. Hi, Melinda. Happy holidays. In the Maxwell case, are throwing the. Wait, I'm going to go to this. Oh, wondering if the prosecutors in the Maxwell case are throwing the case to protect the rich and powerful. I don't think so. I think she's talking about just saying Maxwell or whatever. So Sharon is wondering if the prosecutors in the case are throwing the case to protect the rich and powerful. In other words, are they cheating on the case so that the people that are rich and powerful won't get indicted or won't get in trouble?
That I'm not getting anything on. Why am I not getting anything on that?
She's just asking if the prosecutors are crooked. In other words, if the prosecutors are going to try to throw the case so it comes out in favor of Maxwell. I don't see that. I don't think they're going to do that.
I'm not getting anything like that. I'm not seeing anything underhanded.
I'm not getting anything. So I don't see that at all. Okay. Hold on just a second. My husband just came home. Hi, Gary. I'm doing a show with Linda. So he says, okay.
Well, listen, the time flew by.
Yeah, well, it did fly by.
Yeah.
Do we have one more or shall we stop it?
Well, let's do one more.
Okay, one more. This is by Leah Capici. Hi, Mel and Linda. Blessings during the holidays. Blessings. Will the Trumplicans be successful in dominating the local elections? If so, will they overturn and challenge the elections that don't get their way?
No.
No, I don't see that either.
No, listen, all that stuff up in here, and my guides always say, no. Like they're trying to take over all the voting stuff, all that's going to be kicked out. They're not going to be able to do it.
All right, my dear, it's a slice. I love you very much.
Love you so much. See you next Monday.
So I'm on your show next Monday. I
Next
won't get
Monday.
it screwed up. I promise.
That's okay. That's okay.
I should
Bye, honey. Tell your husband I said bye.
Wait, you can here. Come over here. Everybody's seeing Gary. He can come over here and say bye.
Come over and say hi.
Go right here, Gary. Get down.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays to you.
And of course, we
And
got.
all the best for 2022.
That's what I'm talking.
She loved the steak. She said she had them. They were good.
Delish. I haven't tried the crab cakes yet.
Great. Well, enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's a nice.
All right. Bye, sweetheart.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Bye-bye.